What still baffles my mind is the fact that there are a couple of people out there that knows that whatever the decision they made is affecting people. But you see, in an interview where this woman was being asked if he will vote for Mr. Donald Trump again, and she said that she doesn't regret voting for Mr. Donald Trump, and she was being asked, "Why are you voting for Mr. Donald Trump?" Right? Because of course you need to give a reason as to why you're voting for somebody, right? And we believe that everybody has a civic right to vote for anyone they want. So this woman was being asked, why would you vote Mr. Donald Trump again? And this is what she said. She said that she voted for Mr. Donald Trump because of border control. Now, this is where the problem comes. Will she eat the border control? Will the border control pay the electricity bill that is so high in the United States? Will the border control pay for the prices of groceries? Will the border control pay for housing? Will the border control pay for education? This kind of people still baffles me. I don't know if it's indoctrination. I don't know what type of people are these, because in as much as we are seeing people regretting, we are seeing people being remorseful for the mistakes that they made, even the inner circle of Mr. Donald Trump, right? These people are seeing him for who he is. But we still have a group of people that they are still blind. They ain't seeing nothing. So really makes me wonder, even with everything that is going around, crazy, and you can see everyone is being devastated by this, and somehow mentally some people have been affected by this, but we still have some people that still feels like it is right to still endorse because at the end of the day, border control, right? So let's watch the video. I'll be back and then I'll be sharing my thoughts. For those watching me for the first time, I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to see what I can offer you. For those who are always coming and supporting my channel, man, I'm really grateful for the support that you are giving. But until then, I want to watch this video. I'll be back and then I'll be sharing my thoughts.
I don't care if he is in a jail cell. I am one of those people that will vote for him no matter what. Because
how do you feel about the concept of law and order in general?
I agree with law and order. I am 100%.
Do you feel that if he's convicted though, that wouldn't change your mind?
He won't be convicted.
But if he was.
But he won't.
But if he was.
He won't.
But if he was convicted.
He won't be convicted.
But if he was convicted.
It is impossible.
I don't know, but I'm saying, what if he's found guilty?
He won't be.
But what if he is?
I'm not going to answer that question. Okay. He won't be.
But if a trial takes place and then he's found guilty, like, what if that happens?
I'm not going to answer that question.
So you work in a school that could lose federal funding, and if you lose your job because that federal funding is gone, you'd be okay with it?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would, for the greater good, for America. He's making America great again. He's doing the right thing.
I've loved everything that he has implemented in the past, so I love if we could put that back into office to keep that going.
Like what stuff?
I like the border control.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's a big point.
We should be working to fix what's happening at the border.
Yeah.
Feels like Congress is just sitting on their hands right now doing nothing.
Yes.
They brought up a bill to do something, and Trump said, no freaking way. Why was that a good idea?
I don't know.
I myself am Cuban. My whole family is immigrants, so you would think, hey, I'm pro-immigrant. He can offend Cubans tomorrow and I wouldn't care, as long as my life is better and my peers are enjoying their life as well.
Annabeth, hurry up. We're about to miss Trump praying hour. Oh, shoot, I'm coming. Oh, great Donald Trump, protector of the peasants. I mean, future millionaires. We, your loyal patriots, express our devotion to you. May you continue to bless our enemies with mean tweets and continue to give your rich friends tax cuts that we common folk don't understand. And may your faithful First Lady Elon continue to inspire us by naming their next child something that we can't spell, and creating things that we don't understand but pretend to like. Amen.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag.
I don't know who this message needs to reach. First of all, I'm going to ask for prayers on the situation. And second of all, I'm going to ask that if anybody knows any resources or anything, this is a desperate matter. And I don't want to come on here, but I've made every phone call. I've been praying. I don't know what to do. My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with his mom. My daughter is 3 years old, and I don't think anybody is understanding how dangerous it is in Venezuela right now.
This is crazy. I know we're not Kirk County. I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio. But hell, we're human beings.
Bye. Have the day you deserve. And I hope you lose your jobs and your income.
I know we're not Kirk County. I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio. But hell, we're human beings.
Bye. Have the day you deserve. And I hope you lose your jobs and your income.
We need help. Get me the media. Get me some official. Get me water. Get me anything we need, please. We have nothing.
You know, Grandma, I wasn't going to step up on your video this morning,
You just couldn't help out a few
but
thousand
I'm going to have to do that.
people.
We're not going to help out
Wanting to
anybody.
go out
Y'all
here
been living on food stamps, EBT, Section 8 housing your entire freaking life, and you're not going to do it anymore. If you can work, you're an able-bodied person, go get a job.
We are a older community. A lot of our people don't have insurance. They don't have money. Kind of a forgotten community for Travis County. We're unincorporated. We are their unwanted stepchildren out here, unfortunately.
What you gonna do, crybaby?
With Alligator
I'll wear Alligator Alcatraz merch if I want to. And what you gonna do, baby? I'm gonna tell you FA and FO, okay? So you have the day you deserve.
But for God's sakes, Travis County, help us. Don't treat us like we're nothing out here, because we're not. We're human beings. We pay taxes out here.
Please educate yourself. Please stop talking and spewing hate. And just because you choose to walk around and put things in your body that the Bible says biblically should never happen is not my problem. And just because you look like an orange-haired troll doll is also not my issue.
Don't treat us like this.
I feel really bad for you. I'm sorry you're so misinformed and so uneducated. Have the day you deserve, because we, the people, are coming, and we're here.
It's the one way that the people can...
Help us!
Wow. Isn't it funny how some folks are real experts at handing out judgment, right up until it's their turn to get a little slice of humble pie? She was out here preaching that people should get the day they deserve, until suddenly that day had her name on it, and now she's screaming, "Where's the compassion?" I mean, can we talk about the fact that this self-proclaimed Christian woman, yes, Christian, was boasting about throwing people into Alligator Alcatraz?
You know, snakes are fast, but alligators are, but we're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%. Okay? Not a good thing.
I just want everyone to know that there's official Alligator Alcatraz merch. There it is, provided to us by the state of Florida. Incredible. And yeah, would you rock this drip? Look at that.
That was a right-wing influencer who was flown out to Alligator Alcatraz to film it wearing Alligator Alcatraz merch. That is right. The U.S. government, Florida in particular, is creating merch to sell on behalf of Alligator Alcatraz. You can see he is very happy, jovial, smiling, and laughing about it. This whole entire Republican Party's take on Alligator Alcatraz is void of any humanity. Here we have Laura Loomer stating things like, "Alligator Alcatraz feeding illegals to the gators. We need more of this energy. Alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now." This is the Republican Party. These are the people who claim to have Christ. While these cages are being built, this is Alligator Alcatraz, the inside, they're building these cages to house migrants.
Like it's some righteous punishment from the Book of Florida. Ma'am, feeding human beings to alligators? And she says it with pride, like she's planning the family vacation there to watch people suffer. What part of the gospel is that again? Anyway, that right there, folks, is a prime-time textbook FAFO moment. She just cashed in on that hate she planted, and instead of alligators, the leopards ended up eating her face. Let's look at what other TikTokers online had to say to her before we move on. After that, we're diving into another story featuring yet another MAGA Christian who just discovered that empathy isn't demonic after all, now that they need some. Let's go.
Oh, hey, friends and fuckers, to the old lady in Texas who has gone very viral by saying that, they are human beings and they need help. But 2 days prior, she made a video about Alligator Alcatraz and how no one will tell her what she can and can't wear. Ma'am, I have never seen the universe slap someone so fast, and it has never been more satisfying to fucking watch. You heard your words, right? You used the words human beings, right? Yeah. Funny thing about that, there's actually motherfucking human beings being snatched out of their children's arms, snatched out of their parents' arms, and sent to said facility that you were fucking bragging about. So until it fucking affects you, you don't care. Listen, I am a strong believer of the karma in the universe, and today we celebrate her. And no, we're not celebrating the fucking floods. We're celebrating the fucking irony of these goddamn people celebrating brown people being hurt, kidnapped, murdered, and tortured. But yet turn around and is like, oh my God, we need help. Fuck all the way off.
Speaking of people getting snatched, there's another MAGA Christian woman who's suddenly begging us for prayers online. Yes, you guessed it, they snatched her husband. And I don't know what it is with MAGA and their obsession with thoughts and prayers. Like, kids get unalived in schools, and the best they can offer is, our thoughts and prayers are with the families. No action, no change, just recycled condolences and Bible verses they don't live by. But now? Oh, now it's her turn in the hot seat. The leopards have arrived, and they're hungry for the very face that helped vote them in. It's face eating a clock, and she's crying for the same empathy she used to call demonic. You definitely want to stick around for this one. Because when the MAGA tears start flowing, it's not just karma, it's a full-blown FAFO baptism. Let's roll it.
Tagged the president and Fox News in this video with a plea for help.
My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with his mom. He graduated high school here. He goes to college. He's always worked. He pays taxes. He's never committed a crime. And yet, they are being denied citizenship here in America, and they are at risk of being deported.
And this is what people meant when they said that when you're voting that way, all immigrants were at risk. It doesn't matter if you were a model citizen, doesn't matter if you were a CEO of a company, if you were a police officer, if you contributed to society, it didn't matter.
My daughter is 3 years old, and I don't think anybody is understanding how dangerous it is in Venezuela right now.
Sorry, did you just really say that no one else understands what it feels like or what it is like to be over there?
He was held at gunpoint and as a child coming home from school, and that is why he needs to stay. His mom was forced to do horrible things there. How am I supposed to explain to my 3-year-old?
Not today, Faith Ann. Not today. Get it together, girl, okay? You're asking us what are you going to tell your 3-year-old? You're going to sit her down and you're going to tell her the truth. You're going to say, Mommy did this. The signs were all there. They all told me what they were going to do. He gave me the playbook of what was going to happen, and I still voted for it. Say it with your whole chest. The selective empathy or the short-term memory loss in Christians really needs to be studied because these people hear Sunday after Sunday how dangerous those countries are. They watch it on a big screen. They watch those boys going to violence and crime. They watch young girls going to prostitution. not by choice, because that's just by design. When you're born in certain neighborhoods and communities, you have no choice. You're going to carry a gun by 9 years old, or you're going to be in prostitution by the age of 12. Parents know that, which is why they try to come here to give their kids a better future. And Christians know that, again, because they watch on a big screen how bad those countries are. They're being told every Sunday when they're being asked to donate money for the missionaries to go there, they're being told how bad it is. Then why would you vote against those people coming here for a better future? Clearly, you were aware, and we need to stop pretending that you don't have to take accountability for knowing, because you did know. So anyone that ever comes to you and says like, oh, I had no idea those countries are so bad and that's why people are fleeing them to come here. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, because you were at church once, and if you're at church at least for 30 minutes in your life, you've heard that.
Pretty wild, huh? But hold on to your seats because it gets even juicier. Let's take a look at the next FAFO victim. Another proud MAGA voter who's now crying on camera about how hard life is, asking, does anyone else feel like this? According to her own sister, she couldn't even hurt a fly. And I mean, that's sweet and all, but flies aren't the ones writing policy. Now, thank God for the folks who repost and react to these TikToks, because sis already deleted the original video off her page, probably after realizing she just publicly speed ran her own downfall. Like, seriously, how do you support Trump, live through the exact consequences of doing that, still have your old MAGA videos proudly sitting on your profile, and then come crying to the internet like nothing happened? But hey, that's MAGA logic for you, where accountability goes to die and irony gets a front row seat. Anyway, let's roll the clip.
Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime, and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day.
Every time I see a video like this, there's a few things that I go look for, and 9 times out of 10 I find it. Oh my gosh, what's wrong?
Wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling.
Oh no, I mean probably. There's millions of people on this app, so what's going on? Let us know.
I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore.
Oh, absolutely 100%. You know, my wife and I were having this conversation last night when we were talking about why nobody listened months ago. But hold on, is this you?
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Yep, that is you. And here's your repost. Here's one repost. Mass following for everyone who supports and proud to say they support this crap. And here's another one that says, to MAGA, let the dim supporters say whatever they want. Stop responding and engaging with them. God has already given us the country. Congratulations, you're crying about the problem that you created.
I work overtime, and I cannot get above water.
And let me guess, you voted for this because you thought that overtime was not going to be taxed. And then, of course, you found out that that's just another dupe, another lie. See, because when you went to the ballot box and you voted for this, you voted for that, so I don't feel bad for you, but I do feel bad for all the people that this is actually affecting and they didn't ask for this, so, sad. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries.
Maybe in the midterms you'll vote better and you'll actually vote for people that can fix this mess that we're in. Let me give you a hint before you go. It's not anybody endorsed by this current administration.
Here's the thing. I get where bro is coming from. In fact, I'd say we're way past the point of just offering sympathy to anyone crying for help online. At this point in America, we absolutely have to ask who you voted for first. Not to shame. Okay, maybe a little. But mostly to make sure we're all on the same page, because some of y'all are out here wildin'. This kind of nonsense, where people don't do even the bare minimum research, cannot and should not be tolerated anymore. Trump didn't hide anything. He told us exactly what he was going to do, and he did it. But you know what's even worse? It's not just the ignorance. It's the fact that some of these people were loud about their hate, loud and proud, spewing cruelty like it was a personality trait, then turning around and asking the internet for a hug. And if there's one thing MAGA Christians really need to understand, and it's in that Bible they like to wave but never seem to read, a man reaps what he sows. Period. No hashtags, no edits, no exceptions. Now, that said, I want us to take a closer look at how these MAGA women even get to this point, because these videos, they're not just for laughs. We've got to start understanding how the indoctrination really works. Let's roll a series of clips that show how it all goes down, step by delusional step.
We really need to protect women and children from MAGA Republicans. This is MAGA Republican Charlie Kirk, who has more gums than teeth. Listen to what he says to a room full of 14-year-old high school girls.
Hi Charlie, I'm Addie and I'm 14. I'm a freshman in high school, and I was wondering, as someone who has a different opinion on college, what would you say the pros and cons are? Because I'm interested in political journalism, and what would your advice be?
So let me also speak to some of the young ladies here in high school where your top, who's here where your top priority is get married and have kids? Raise your hand. Okay, just be clear, that's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie to yourself, I'm studying sociology. No, you're not, we know why you're here, and that's okay, actually. You will find a husband. And so, yeah, you could go learn some stuff. That's fine, I guess, or whatever. Just don't listen to your professors.
Just destroyed that entire girl's confidence. She's over here talking about she wants to learn about political journalism, and this motherfucker's like, yeah, whatever. Here's the thing. The obsession for MAGA Republicans to start young with young girls, to try to get them to think about just getting a husband, is all part of the larger plan. It's all laid out in Project 2025, page 481 in the Department of Health and Human Services chapter. Social science reports that assess the objective outcomes for children raised in homes, aside from a heterosexual, intact marriage, are clear. All programs should affirm that children require and deserve both the love and nurturing of a mother and the play and protection of a father. The concept of a loving and nurturing mother and a protecting father is a traditional gender role illusion. Again, every accusation is a confession. The same party and movement that consistently says that LGBTQIA+ are trying to groom children are literally grooming children. Charlie Kirk isn't the only one. In South Carolina, there was a Republican representative that just got caught with child sexual abuse material. The name of this Republican representative is Robert John May III, who also had an online username Joe Biden with 4N69. This is his court document. He knowingly did distribute child pornography and materials that contain child pornography as defined in Title 18 United States Code Section 226(8) that had been mailed, shipped, and transported in interstate and foreign commerce by any means, including by the computer. Specifically, the defendant, Robert John May III, sent a video file ending in 69C0 using the Kick application to another user who was a child. Or how about this? A January 6th insurrectionist defendant who got a pardon from Donald Trump, here he is, his name is Kyle Colton, has also now been indicted for child pornography. And in his court document, he's moving the court to dismiss the indictment on the ground that the charges in the indictment are covered by the presidential pardon that he got for being in January 6th. Let me get this straight. He got a pardon for breaking into the Capitol on January 6th, and now he's using that pardon to say that he was also pardoned for this child pornography case, which is why he can't be tried. This is who the fuck MAGA is.
One of the thoughts that genuinely lives rent-free in my head all the fucking time is how much MAGA women have to seriously hate themselves as a woman to support what this administration is doing. At first, it would literally infuriate me. I would just be so disgusted. They don't deserve to even be a fucking woman. It literally enrages me. But as time has gone on, I have actually just felt fucking sad. I have felt bad to think about the environment that they've had to grow up in around the men that they have been in their lives, how they treat women, and the examples that they have seen to look at themselves as nothing. They do not value who they are. They do not respect who they are. They are weak as fuck. And to have grown up in a way and continue to surround themselves with men who view women as absolutely fucking nothing, as disposable, is fucking sad, because I cannot imagine growing up like that. I cannot imagine hating myself so much to be okay with my rights being stripped away by men in the government dictating what the fuck I do with my body. It's disgusting. I have a daughter. I could never imagine her growing up as being okay with men treating her like shit and just telling her what the fuck to do. I'm just imagine what their everyday life looks like. Like, to me, something that I think about is how they probably were. I was about to say college, but like, I don't think we can relate on that. But thinking about like situations where, you know, you're like in your 20s and you're like talking or dating men, and these men are like treating you like shit. It's the type of women who just stick around and allow these men to treat them like shit, and don't demand better, and don't walk away, and don't stand up for themselves because they're just weak as fuck. And like, I just really cannot even imagine hating myself so much to be okay with any of this. It's fucking sad. At first, I was mad, but now I just feel fucking bad for them.
My name's Kylie, and I'm proof that white people can change. I grew up around a lot of conservative people, whether that was extended family, the parents of friends, or simply the town that I was raised in. I used to believe a woman shouldn't have sex till she's ready to have a baby. Insane. I was anti-LGBTQ. I was extremely religious and devout and tried to fit in with all of the other white people that I was around. I simply inherited the beliefs of those around me and became what my environment was. But I broke out of it, and that's why I make my content, because I know that it's fully possible for other white people to do the same. Is it fucking scary? Yes, because your entire way of life as a white conservative is tied up in politics and religion. So it can be very difficult to leave. You have to reevaluate your entire sense of self, what you like to do, and who you are fundamentally. But I did it. Why? Education, exposure to different perspectives, and a love of learning. Books genuinely pulled me out of this bubble, truly. Also, realizing I was queer and liked women definitely helped, but I repressed that shit until college. Point being, you can change. If you're a white person seeing this, it is possible. It's scary, but I did it, and I am so much happier now. It is so much better to think for yourself. Go read a book.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and I used to work for Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA. I grew up in like rural conservative bubble in the suburbs of Houston. My family was conservative, so I just grew up surrounded by conservative politics. And as a privileged white woman in the conservative bubble, I was never forced to confront politics and really think for myself about what I believed in. So when I was 17 and I met Charlie Kirk and he talked about limited government and fiscal responsibility, it just made sense for me. And so from there, I ended up working for Turning Point full-time for part of it during the first Trump election. And a lot of what I did was writing articles specifically designed to scare people and garner traffic and really just ratchet up the intensity of the political moment. And at the time, I thought that I was saving America. I really thought that this was the end-all be-all, and that if we did not fight for these conservative values, America was going to fall apart, and Hillary Clinton was going to ruin the world, and the deep state, I wasn't even a term at the time, but basically like the liberal, like media liberal elite is going to take over the world. And I genuinely believed that. I really did. But then in college, I was studying political science, and I started to learn how the world actually works. I started to learn about governance, about the importance of government, and what the government can do. And a lot of conservative politics stuff just started to not make as much sense to me. I started to really question what I believed. And that was so scary, because in the place where I was at, your political view was like, number one, synonymous with your faith. It was like you almost worshipped politics and your political stance. It was so extreme that for me to question my political views was akin to having a crisis of faith. But I did have that crisis of faith, and the more I unraveled it, the more I realized that conservative politics just did not make sense to me, that I thought is unethical, that the right wing was getting more and more extreme by the day and that I was not comfortable with it. So that's when I pretty much quit turning point. And I said, this is not okay. What is being done to the electorate is not okay. But I was scared and I was confused. And so it took me a really long time to really figure out what I believed. And now, the second Trump administration, I can't not talk about it. And so I want to share my experiences as somebody who used to be super conservative, who is now involved in liberal politics in small town Texas, and talk about how important it is for, if you are claiming a political party or political ideology, to really understand what it is you're talking about and what it is you're championing.
One of the most important questions that you might want to ask yourself, is this indoctrination, or is this just people being numb to others just because this is not affecting them, right? Because I'm seeing massive number of people coming out and complaining about all the cost of living and everything, which is going crazy out there. And remember, the tariffs that Mr. Donald Trump just pushed China is affecting everyone. It's affecting the world. It's affecting the people of the United States. Do you know that China supplies a lot of things outside its country? United States being the number one beneficiary of all these supplies. The products that we see, from electronic gadgets that we use, from some of cosmetic products, some of all of these things that we use in our houses, some of these things that we use to groom ourselves, some of the clothes that we wear, they come from China. And what implication does this have towards people that depend on export food that usually come in these places and import food that also comes to these places, because the tariffs are going to affect them? Are we going to be eating the border control? Right? We ain't going to be eating the border control. I feel that's so dumb. One of the dumbest answer that a person has ever answered. Because it's crazy that all these things that we're seeing out there are affecting everyone, including every person that voted for Mr. Donald Trump. Probably, I know the top 1% of the United States, they still might not see the extent of the damage that this has done towards the lives of people. This has ruined the social life of people, because we are having people that cannot give birth, people that don't want to marry because the cost of living is so high to the extent that they're not thinking even having a kid. And it's crazy because this is happening in this 21st century. And then we have a couple of people that doesn't understand the magnitude of their choices, and they're saying that they'll still repeat the same mistake. Those are the group of people that I'm using my platform to call out. Think about it. Everyone has been affected with these tariffs. Everyone has been affected, trust me. Because when the United States call the shots, it's going to be affecting every different country. Whether people say it or not, everyone is affected. Everyone is affected. So I'm not seeing the point. Just because you having a food on your plate, you fail to see those people that doesn't have food on the plate. You're still voting for all these tax cuts for the rich. You don't thinking about how is this affecting you, because you are supporting a person who supports the oligarchs, who doesn't even care about you at the end of the day. Right? Even the inner circle of Mr. Donald Trump, they came out against him because they saw it that, man, enough is enough and we need to get done with this. And that's how it happened. And so it baffles my mind that even though all this craziness is going on around the world today, especially in the United States, the entire Europe, we still have people that still want to vote for the old. People that don't even see the changes that will help the society. People that just think about money. People that just put capitalism in front of everything. People are spending a lot of money on food. The amount of money that was used in the past to pay rent, to pay food, to pay school fees, to pay for insurance, to pay for health. Today, can't even buy a meal for a day. It can't, because these people decided to choose who they decided to choose. But again, they go ahead and you ask a person, why did you choose Mr. Donald Trump? And if Mr. Donald Trump was to come back again, would you choose him? And then they'll go ahead and say, yes, we're gonna choose him. Because of what? Because of border control. Ma'am, are you listening to yourself? It's crazy. It's crazy. I honestly don't know what type of indoctrination is this, but I believe until it hits them, they're going to understand the magnitude of the choices that they made, and they're going to see it on real time. Because as it said, these are the last stages of capitalism that the United States is going through. And still we have people that have guts to still say that they're going to be voting for the same damn person, the same person that is taking the United States to the grave. Oh, maybe she's rich. Maybe. That's why she's not seeing that. I don't know. Most probably. Brothers and sisters, please let me know what you think about this video. I'm hoping that you're great from wherever you're watching me from. Again, I'm your host and presenter, G-Doc Stories. I didn't have much to say, but I mean, I had just to interject what this lady was trying to say, because ain't no way she's gonna be coming out and saying that in front of everyone. That's just really devastating. That's really crazy, 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 crazy. I really don't know what to think about this. So please let me know what you feel and think about this. I'm your host and presenter, Eugene Stories. But until then, let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.